Hey, welcome. How was your stream, Mason Bird? Welcome to the bingo event. Didn't die. So we got the priest still going strong. So we're doing a competition right now. We're going to do a bingo competition. We've done this a few times before. This is my first time hosting it. So we have top left, we have Jono, who is joining us. Bottom left, we have Unit, and top right. Sorry, let me just hide this for a second. And bottom right, we have Unit. Wait, Unit and yeah. No, sorry. Bottom right, we have AntiGulp. So those are the three competitors. So those are three competitors we have here. I'm going to bring the rules up for a second. So so you can see the bingo card on the top right, and then here the list of all the different things that they need to do in order to fill out the squares. All right, so we have Ansel Adams, which is photograph a tree. We have Bane, kill the appropriate monster type with the Bane weapon. Bobbing for apples, eat an apple underwater. Bull in a china shop, break 1,000 Zorkmids worth of merchandise in a shop. Shoots and ladders, fall multiple levels through a trap door. Doing the Cloud Million, drop a bag into water, push a boulder on it, and dig it up. Egg hunt, collect and identify 6 different eggs. Fountain Bane, destroy 10 fountains by just dipping a longsword in them. Fracking OPEC, get charged a Yandorian fuel tax. Good hygiene, wipe your face and hands with a wet towel at a sink. Grease me up, apply grease to outer layer of armor in all 4 slots. Hot water, holy water hot tub, bless your entire visible inventory at least 10 items. Mosquito fogging, kill multiple members of Team A with a scroll or spell of stinking cloud. Orc Town, best town. Convert the Orc Town altar. Questionable omelet, eat an egg you lay yourself. Rags to riches, starting from Popper mode, which is new in 3.7. Collect 1,000 Zorkmids. Responsible pet owner, leash a pet, take them for a continuous walk on at least 4 separate dungeon levels and feed them. Rock Lee, defeat a monster with martial arts with strained or greater encumbrance. Sibling rivalry, have one pet eat another former pet's corpse. Spasm 9,000, destroy a piece of armor by over-enchanting it. Steadfast, avoid being knocked back by carrying a lodestone. Sticky fingers, have your weapon slip out of your hands. Sunsword ++, invoke Sunsword. The Pickaxe of Shame, destroy a boulder with a pickaxe on an unsolved level of Sokoban. And then This Is Fine, blow up a bag of holding. All right, so I'm gonna minimize or put this up here. It might be a little hard to read, but that's where it can fit. But if anyone has any questions, you can ask in chat. So I have the competitors in my ear here. I couldn't get them onto the stream, but I will pass on anything that they say to you. So let's see. AntiGulp, let's get AntiGulp up. All right. I think we have the 3 competitors up on screen here. And I'm going to count down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so it looks like AntiGulp is a monk, I believe. That's often a good choice for speedrunning, as they don't need a lot of gear to get going. They're pretty strong in the early game. We have Jono as a Valkyrie, and Unit is also a monk. Valkyrie's a good choice as well. They're very strong, obviously. So everybody's still on dungeon level 1. It'll be interesting to see what their strategies are, which rows or columns they go for. I think Jono was hoping that they started with a sword so they could get the Fountain Bane square quickly, but starting with a spear. Hey, Glorious Segfault. So we have 3 different competitors here. So 3 different games going on at once, and they're all competing to try and fill out a row, column, or one of the 2 diagonals in the bingo card first. They'll be playing multiple characters, so they will die and then restart quite a bit. I think so. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Let's see what the rules say. Strained or greater. So stressed is not good enough. Strained is more than stressed. Well, they have an hour and a half or a little more to get 5 things done, and we'll see how they do. It's really hard to tell how hard it's going to be. I remember I participated last year, and I felt like the squares are really hard, but then I had the opportunity to make my own squares this time, and I don't know, I may have overdone it. We'll see. Yeah, so Unit has made himself overtaxed and is about to kill a grid bug. So, yep. Go ahead. Oh, wait, you got to be a little less. There it goes, strained. Yes, if you're more than, yeah, but overtaxed, you can't even attack. It seems like you can't even attack while strained. We'll do stress then. Good night, Cloud. Thanks for hanging out. All right, so I'm changing the Rockley one to stressed or greater encumbrance. It seems like strained isn't too much. Oh, Andrew says you can, but it hurts a lot, and not if your HP is too low. Yeah, let's keep it at strain then, because it seems like it is possible, although harder. You'll have to get some more HP. Lexi, do I sound like Dan? And you get a big 2-hit penalty, Andrea says. Now I do have the competitors in my ear, as I said at the start. So if I it sounds like I'm talking to nobody, all right, let me get unit back here. Just the voices in my head, unit says. All right, so let's see if I can keep up with some of the action here. AntiGulp is in the mines, has I think this is the first character, so still same monk. Seems to have collected some stuff. Now down in dungeon level. Looks like the mine town. We're hoping to get a magic lamp, a leash. That's can be used for the responsible pet owner square. It's a bingo unit got trapped by a bear trap. We don't have any bear trap related bingo squares this time. I think there were some in the previous bingo event. I think Jono's first Valkyrie is also still going here. Dungeon level 4, XP level 2. Yeah, AntiGulp is looking. Oh, oil. That's what AntiGulp was going for. That makes sense. I would have thought magic lamp would be what I would look for, but yeah, there's the Yandorian fuel tax, which you need to find oil in a shop. And the lighting shop can potentially has oil. You can see in Units Square there that it's an interesting shaped shop, actually. I don't know if I've seen the sort of diamond shaped rooms being shops before. Maybe the first diamond shaped shop I've seen. I think Unit may be looking to see how much all those potions cost, and trying to figure out if they can break 1,000 Zorkmins worth of stuff for the bull in the China shop achievement. have to do some math there to see. Oh, AntiGulp is getting hurt by a wolf. No magic missile in it. Jono just picked up a longsword, so he'll be able to potentially go for the Fountain Bane achievement. Does the use tax work for the bull in a china shop? I think the bull in a china shop, you have to break 1,000 Zorkman's worth of goods, and the use tax is different, so that's not going to count towards it. Benny Hill themed background music. Yeah, sorry, I didn't even get the Discord audio working in my stream. I ran out of time. Yeah, sure. Unit's asking whether eating a corpse in a shop counts as destroying goods, and sure, that would be like considered destroying goods in a shop. So AntiGulp is stuck in a shop with a bunch of wolves coming after her, down to 2 HP. Looks like this might be the end for her. That's true, Glorious Segfault. You could potentially read spell books and get them to turn to dust, which might count. Unit read a scroll, and then you have a strange feeling for a moment, and then it passes, and I'm not sure what that is. Now AntiGulp is dealing with bees. Oh, are those ants? Oh, okay. One HP. AntiGulp is living on the edge now. Utilizing Elberth there. Prayer comes through. Yeah, Jono's asking if he can close and reopen. That's fine. I can just respectate. So AntiGulp killed by a giant ant on dungeon level 6 of the Gnomish Mines. We'll get her back up here in a second. I don't know if Unit is still trying to. Oh, I think Unit got stuck in the shop and is fighting the shopkeeper now. Yep. Huh, I don't see you. 1 second. I had to go out and back in. There you are. Wait, the fog clouds, that cloudy room made you level up? Eh, Weird. I was not spectating you at the moment, but I did see the tail end of that. So walking through those clouds made you level up. Oh, fog clouds, yeah. So AntiGulp killed a bunch of fog clouds and is now XP level for another monk, chaotic monk. All right, so looking here, we have another monk for unit on dungeon level 2. Jono is still working on that same Valkyrie, XP level 5 now, and gets Excalibur. I suppose not exactly what you want for the Fountain Bane, but you could technically still continue to dip Excalibur into fountains to try and get that. Jono's going to work on something else. It's actually pretty lucky that Jono was able to get Excalibur with the reduced Excalibur rate for 3.7 for non-knights. Oh, so yeah, AntiGulp started a popper mode and is trying to accumulate 1,000 Zorkman's worth of equipment. Presumably, she would need to sell that at a shop. Um, did you start as a popper as well? Unit did. Oh, there's a lamp. Maybe it's magic. Let's see. Jono's in the Gnomish Mines right now. I think Mine Town is a good place to go. There's chances to find several things that you might need to complete the challenges. Let me ask chat, which row or diagonal would you go for if you had to? Which one do you think is the easiest? Claire Segfault asks, what's popper mode? So this was added recently to 3.7. It's a challenge mode. You need to set this in your NetHack configuration file. You start the game like normal, except you have no inventory, no skills, no spells. So you start with nothing, basically. And yeah, you can thank Dr. L for that. If you're looking to make NetHack harder, it's an interesting way to start the game. All right, maybe row 1, Itanic suggests. So that, yeah, Shoots and Ladders I think is not too hard. I mean, it just requires a little bit of luck. Ansel Adams, well, you need to find a camera. You guess you start as a, maybe you start as a tourist for that. Rags to Riches is what AntiGulp is currently working on. Bull in a China Shop. You could almost do those two together if you collect enough stuff, get to a shop, sell a bunch of stuff, and then break a bunch of stuff. And then Fountain Bane. Yeah, Fountain Bane I think is not too hard. It just requires a little bit of time. And Gloria Segfault says column 3. Sunsword is a lawful, so yeah, that's gonna require a lawful character to get, and really it's gonna require some altar camping, which I think makes it time consuming. Hey Majinbird, everyone's getting started. No one's filled out a square yet, so we'll see how it goes. But got an hour 15 left, so we got some time. Yeah, a wish would do it. A wish, or maybe if you are a lawful character, you'd need some luck to get it through a sacrifice gift. I think Rock-Lee is possible. I don't, I think you might need to be higher level to get that. Mosquito fogging. Well, you need to identify Stinking Cloud somehow. Pickaxe of Shame is a pretty easy one. Measuring Bird asks if we have an underdog. I wouldn't say we have an underdog. I think we have different strategies. Jono is still on his first character, so really working on getting this Valkyrie set up, while Unit and AntiGulp are both going the monk route. Unit, is your monk popper? Was your monk a popper? Okay, so they're both doing popper mode monks. So, and they've died several times each. AntiGulp, what is that green character in the shop? We're not used to that glyph. It is a tree. You'll need to find a camera though to be able to take a picture of the tree. Oh, big unit there found a lodestone and needs to find something that can do knockback damage to take advantage of that though. So there's a new feature in 3.7 where getting attacked by things can knock you back. And a lodestone, which is basically a bad item that you don't want to pick up, has this side benefit where it'll prevent the attacks from knocking you back. Gives you the steadfast attribute. We found a couple of strange shops I've never seen before. So we had like a diamond shaped shop, and then now we have a shop with a tree growing in the middle of it, which I've never seen before either. I think the answer to Bird's question, do we have an underdog? I think everyone's an underdog at this point. We have no squares filled out yet. A couple attempts, though. Unit was destroying a bunch of stuff in a shop and tried to kill a grid bug while strained. AntiGulp is just realizing that popper mode also means that you start with no starting skills, so that makes your monk less powerful than it would otherwise be because you don't have that unarmed combat skill you normally start with. So Jono is doing the usual stuff in the general store in Minetown, selling some junk spell books. Jono's just playing a normal game of NetHack. Got Excalibur, ready to go ascend. Oh, nice. So unit just fell down a deep shaft, which means multiple dungeon levels. So gets the chutes and ladders square. So I think that's the first square filled out by unit. I'm going to add some colored text here so people know which color is which. 1 second here. I'm sure there's a way to do colored font. I don't see it here though. I'll do it this way. So John has found multiple magic lamps. So I think that's a good way to get a couple bingo squares completed just by doing a couple wishes. Demon Bane in a shop could be useful. Any of the Banes would be useful if you could find them in a shop. Oh, AntiGulp found Demon Bane. I missed that. Demon Bane might be one of the harder Banes to utilize though, because demons don't really show up until Gehenna or the Valley of the Dead, with the exception of things like incubi and succubi. You could dip in a bunch of fountains and try and get get a water demon. AntiGulp says that she'll be dipping in a bunch of fountains anyway to try and get the Fountain Bane square, so potentially a water demon will show up. Djinns are not demons. I believe. All right, Jono has destroyed one fountain. You must have destroyed one more from Excalibur, so that would be 2 at least. Yeah, I think the top Oracle one has been destroyed, so that is the second fountain that Jono has destroyed. A male demon you can't kill. That is a good that's a good thought though. It's actually, people have tried to kill the male demon. I think there may have been some ways to, I don't know, hacks to try and trap the male demon, but they come and give the letter and disappear in one turn, so wouldn't be able to kill that one. 2 fountains down, or 3. I believe that when you get Excalibur, that fountain is always destroyed. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Andrew says it is possible to kill the male demon, but it takes a lot of setup. I recall something about that. So AntiGulp is waiting for their pet to pick up Demon Bane so they can steal that and get ready to attempt the Bane square. Andrew doesn't think the male demon is actually a demon. It should be, though. Oh, that would be a weird one. All right, 3 fountains down for Jono, 7 to go. There's 3 right here that he can get. 4, up to 4 fountains for Jono. 5, 6. All right, 4 more. Jono's actually doing pretty well here, on his way to getting the Fountain Bane square, and with a magic lamp, presumably just waiting to bless that. Or Jono, do you have 2 magic lamps? Yeah, 2 magic lamps, just needs holy water. All right, so AntiGulp looks like giant mimicked. Did you die? Oh, okay. Killed by a giant mimic in the shop with Demon Bane. And unit is also stuck by a large mimic. Elbereth. All right. AntiGulp is back in as a lawful female monk. Thinking about Sunsword there. Clarice Segfault says, just holding my breath for snakes to be spawned from a fountain. Yeah, I don't know that Jono has poison resistance, so snakes would be pretty deadly, even though poison is no longer deadly. Still does a lot of damage. Sorry about the car going by in there. both both AntiGulp and Unit are regretting trying popper mode. It is making their beginnings very difficult. Titanic says, or one Tanic says, always amuses me when the endless stream of snakes is just two. Jonos is working on doing Sokoban here. So there is a guaranteed wand and ring on each level of Sokoban. I don't know that Jono has a pickaxe, so would not be able to get the pickaxe of shame square. No, any level. I just wasn't sure if you had a pickaxe. Looks like Unit is stuck between a gnome wizard and a gnome king, and the large mimic is left the shop. So that it looks like a pretty bad shot. Also stunned by the wizard. So that seems like a... does stunned prevent you from doing Elbereth? I think it might. I think. Titanic, okay. Unit gets a full identify, which is not what he wanted from a random scroll read, but at least he'll know everything. If he survives this turn, he might be able to pick the correct thing next turn. Let's see. Anything useful there? Maybe like a high level spell book. Try and get teleported away. Yeah, I don't see anything there that looks like an escape item to me. Prayer or oh, Unit just prayed 3 seconds ago, he says. The Unit says he's going to try and read the spellbook of jumping and hope for the teleport away. I don't see any other option there. Oh, it worked. It worked. You feel a wrenching sensation. You're materialized in a different location. So escaped for now, still stunned, paralyzed for a few turns, but right by the stairs, actually. That's basically a controlled teleport. 2 HP, no longer stunned. So survives for another day. Unit is in a huge ring shop here. Again, another mimic, though. So Jonos has completed the first level of Sokoban, is on to the second level. He's not really sure why he's doing Sokoban. We're not sure either. Bag of holding is one of the squares that you do need a bag of holding for. So potentially, if you could figure out a way to destroy it. AntiGulp stuck by a large mimic again. Mimics seem to be an issue in this competition for almost everybody. Gloria Segfeld asks if there are new levels of Sokoban. They're not new levels in 3.7, but they are flipped. So they can be randomly flipped horizontally or vertically, which can make them a challenge for people who are used to the 3.6 and before Sokoban levels. AntiGulp is selling some rings here, actually up to 723 Zork mids, so close to the 1,000 that she would need for the rags to riches square. AntiGulp is picking up some more stuff, potentially to sell, and waiting for that mimic to go back and mimic something in the shop. Claire Segfault says that the flipping is going to throw them for a loop. Yeah, it takes a lot of getting used to, and for people like me who used to be dependent on the wiki doesn't work. It gives you directions, and if it's flipped, you really can't use the solutions very well. So eventually, I actually, that's one of the reasons why I created the Annotate app, is so I could practice Sokoban, particularly the flipped ones. Once you've done it a few times, you will get used to it, but it slows you down quite a bit. Looks like Jono is back out of Sokoban on dungeon level 9 now, so the dangers that come with the later dungeon levels, like polymorph traps, are now present. Jono asks how long the wand of invisible makes you invisible for. I think it's no longer permanent. So it used to be permanent in 3.6 and before. In 3.7, I think it's now temporary. Only blessed potions of invisibility will give you permanent invisibility. I actually like the wand changes quite a bit because it makes potions and wands different, and makes it useful to hang on to the wands rather than having them be sort of like one use and then toss them items. Jono is up to 8 fountains now. 10's a lot. Hey, and AntiGulp has 1,042 Zork mids, so has completed the rags to riches square there. So unit is purple, AntiGulp is blue. They have 1 square each. We're past an hour here. Technically, we started 15 minutes late, but we have about 55 minutes left. So we'll see. It may come down to who has the most squares completed if we don't get more completed here. Andrew says that the change in 3.7 makes the Wand of Speed monster a lot more interesting. Yeah, I like that a lot too, actually. So potions of speed. So potions of speed now give you intrinsic speed fast, and then the wand gives you temporary very fast, like boots of speed. So for people who want to use fireproof water walking boots, or boots of jumping, you can use that in combination with a wand of speed monster to get the benefits of boots of speed, in addition to what your boot slot is giving you. Jono just destroyed his 9th fountain, so 1 away from getting the Fountain Bane square completed there. So fighting more dangerous monsters down here than dungeon level 10. But still descending deeper, trying to find that last fountain. Both AntiGulp and Unit are in the mines. Looks like AntiGulp is being chased by a bunch of creatures and just got stuck in a bear trap. So we'll see. 5 potions of healing though. That helps. Jono just picked up a bag. We'll see if that's a bag of holding. I suppose you could just shove wands in it and see if it blows up. So not a bag of holding, it was just a sack. So can't get the this is fine square from that. I think unit may be trying to tame a couple creatures here, maybe thinking about the sibling rivalry square there. Can, oh, unit says no, just trying to not get kicked to death by a horse. So just trying to pacify that horse with a food ration. More mimics up in Jono's square there, but just small mimics, and as a Valkyrie with Excalibur, not too hard to take out. It's a pretty big armor shop. Nothing in there I can think of that would help you solve any squares, but maybe something to get some more AC. Hey, Elm, welcome. You're up next, right? Hope everything's going okay. Gloria Segfault, how do you identify eggs beyond a scroll? I think you would need to identify them with a scroll. I'm wondering if you lay them yourself. I wonder if you know what they are. I think probably not. Seeing an egg hatch will identify the type of egg. So if you had one hatch out of a stack, I guess. Well, I think, yeah, if it identifies it in your discoveries, but then it wouldn't count towards having collected a number of eggs. That one might actually be too hard, because you have to get a number of different eggs and then identify them. So some of these squares are actually, a lot of these squares are inspired by past NetHackathons. So we did have an egg hunt a couple of years ago. Actually, put colored eggs back into the game. This feels really familiar. Units back in Minetown fighting gnomes. Unit says, just trying to get back to the shop and fighting for their life. Jono found a sink. Actually, yep, your face and hands are already clean. So, yep, that did it, Jono. Jono wetted the towel in the sink and then applied the towel to wipe his face and hands. It's called good hygiene. Bottom left. So green is Jono. Jono's on the board, one for each of them. AntiGulp actually just found a sink as well, but I think needs the towel to complete that one. Jono's feeling the pressure. Oof, A gold golem for unit, which is pretty tough for that level. Yeah, and Jono's one fountain away from getting the second square, so that would put him in the lead. But he's got a troll, which is a pretty tough fight for AC2 there. Nope, able to finish it off with Excalibur, no problem. Oh, I see a purple tool there for AntiGulp, which might be the towel that she's looking for. In fact, I think it is. I don't think there's any other purple tools. Jono's running away from a Mumak over there. Yep, there's a towel. Just needs to be able to get it wet, and then can AntiGulp can also get the good hygiene square completed. Unit has finally made it to that general store in Minetown after escaping with a spell book, reading a spell book, and coming back. Jono asks if he can destroy a fountain in Minetown. You can. The guards will get angry at you. I think only if they see you, right? I'm actually not sure about that. Yes. Yes. AntiGulp got the good hygiene square. So wetted a towel and then wiped her face and hands with it. So that is another square completed for AntiGulp. So unfortunately not on the same row or column of rags to riches, but at least it's another square completed. So AntiGulp is in the lead with 2 squares as blue. Yeah, unit just sold 2 black opals for 2,032 Zork mids, so gets the rags to riches square there. So unit is also tied now with 2 squares. Unit is purple, so shoots and ladders and rags to riches. AntiGulp is blue. Let's see. Did it say you fall down a deep shaft? No. Yeah. So AntiGulp just fell down 1 level, not multiple levels. And then AntiGulp has found Orc Town, so can go for Orc Town, Best Town. A brass lantern on unit's side here, so unfortunately not a magic lamp. So unit has a slight advantage here in that he has both shoots and ladders and rags to riches in the same row, although it sounds like AntiGulp is going to jump down through that trapdoor maybe multiple times here and try and get the shoots and ladders square filled out as well. Jono just needs 1 fountain, I think. 1 more fountain. Also has those 2 magic lamps that he's sitting on. Just needs some holy water. Take advantage of those. Usually in these bingo competitions, wishes are a way to get some of the harder squares filled out for free. Oh, AntiGulp getting shot with poison arrows, but has poison resistance, being a monk. Glorious Segfault points out that Mind's End also might have a fountain. If you get down to Mind's End, you could potentially find one there. I think a couple of the different layouts have a couple of fountains. Still just falling down one trapdoor level. I wonder, is that randomized? I think it might be, but John O'Cleary Segfall suggests that you don't die before you use the lamps. A towel on Unit's side there. So Unit has an opportunity here to get the good hygiene square filled out as well. A figurine of a genetic engineer is interesting. Unit points out that a ring of polymorph control would make the figurine of a genetic engineer actually useful. Still just falling down one. It seems like maybe trapdoors spawn with either being a deep shaft or not. Jono has found the zombie room. He's got to be careful about the giant zombie over there. Those are pretty tough. There is an opportunity for knockback there if you can find yourself a lodestone. Yeah, I think that steadfast square is pretty tough because you not only need to find a lodestone, you also need to carry it with you or find a monster that can knock you back at the same time. So Jono is trapped between two Mumaks, between a rock and a hard place, a Mumak and a hard place. Don't die, Jono. Hey, and AntiGulp just found a magic lamp. Rubbing the magic lamp. I think not knowing if it's blessed or not, but just hoping for a lucky wish here. Hey, gets the wish. Wishes for Sunsword here. +2. Blessed. Historic. Partially eaten Sunsword. Hey, I think that's the first Sunsword this NetHackathon, so. All right, so AntiGulp is lawful, can wield Sunsword safely, and is going to invoke it here. Invokes it in a direction, and it shoots out a ray of light. And so gets the Sunsword ++ square filled out there. So in the lead now with 3 squares. Also can use Sunsword to dip into fountains. Unit's thinking about breaking the 2 black opals there, which are worth 6,666 Zorkmids each for the bull in a China shop square. I don't know if black opals are soft or not offhand. They probably are soft. All right, so Jono got the 10th fountain, but now is surrounded. Oh, sorry. AntiGulp is surrounded by by water moccasins here. Still on top of a fountain, presumably, so can't write Elbereth. Does have some healing potions, but yeah, that's a tricky situation there. Does have poison resistance as a monk, but oh, and then killed. AntiGulp taken down, but did get the sun sword achievement, and is going to turn off the popper in her RC, so she doesn't have to start with no skills or equipment. So let me know when you're back in AntiGulp. I'll bring you back up. Claire Segfault says that Jono could go for a diagonal, 2 pet challenges, and Sunsword. Jono just found an altar. It's a little tricky because you don't get Sunsword guaranteed, but it is one of the options that AntiGulp seems to be back in here. Picking roll. Titanic says Popper not having skills is really tough. Yeah. I think Monk would be quite strong as a Popper if you had your starting skills. All right, 1 pet there for Jono. Jono is thinking about this diagonal here, so it needs responsible pet owner, sibling rivalry, and Sunsword plus plus. Gloria Segfall points out that Jono could wish for Sunsword with one of their magic lamps. Yep, that would be probably the easiest way to get it rather than trying to alter camp for it. AntiGulp needs to plug their computer in. Your laptop is about to die. And then Unit seems to have been on this one mine town level for a very long time, and now is fighting yet another dangerous thing, a fire ant, but is able to kill it. Unit is trying to find a wand or potion of polymorph to destroy merchandise in the shop. AntiGulp has found a power cable for the laptop, and is ready to continue playing here. Jono almost got killed by that giant zombie, but was able to pray his way away from death. So AntiGulp's strategy here is to try and find a wand of fire, destroy a bunch of scrolls at once, which would get Bull in a China shop pretty easily in that gigantic scroll shop there. Unit's down to 6 HP, looking through his inventory. So he's blinded, surrounded by who knows what. Here's where you apply that uncursed figurine of a genetic engineer, right? Let's see. What could you do? It's like prayer. Prayer is the option here. There's no rule. So John is asking if there's a rule for the potions that leprechauns drop. They don't have a rule, but they often will spawn with escape items. So that's why you can often find wands of teleportation or curse potions to gain level, things like that on leprechauns. So Glorious Sigfault's asking which color goes with it, which player. So we have Jono is green. So, and then we have AntiGulp is blue and Unit is purple. Yeah, so Unit is bottom left on the screen and is purple, and Jono is top left is green, and AntiGulp is bottom right and is blue. AntiGulp just found a can of grease. Doesn't have any armor to grease up to get the grease me up achievement, but if she can find a few pieces of armor, can get that one pretty easily. Oh no, looks like Unit is stuck in a corner there. Yep, and killed by a Rothe. Yeah, so magic trap. Jonah's asking how many turns between prayers. About 1,000 is pretty safe. I mean, at least that's what I usually use as a rule of thumb. I think that gets you up to like a 95% success rate. All right, back units back in. Another. Are you still a popper unit? No longer a popper. Actually, I can tell because of all the starting gear. Starting with a spellbook of protection and a scroll of enchant armor. Pretty good starting equipment, actually. And an oil lamp, which could be used if you can get it cursed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, outer layers of armor need to be greased for the grease me up. Yeah, so like it wouldn't count if you got both a robe and a body armor. But you could do like a t-shirt, a helmet, gloves, and boots. At least need your entire outer layer greased up. Out of context, that would be. There's been a lot of chat in this particular event where if you were coming into it and you had without any context, you would be pretty confused. Jono just got gifted Mjolnir, so not Sunsword. And that's gonna. Yeah, Glorious Sigfault points out that offering at an altar will decrease your timeout, so that's how you can get back to being safe to pray earlier than 1,000 turns, just by offering a bunch of stuff at the altar. But of course, getting gifted increases the timeout again. All right, so AntiGulp has greased iron shoes. Let's see. I don't know what she's missing there. A helmet or gloves, probably. All right, so she got the grease me up square filled up. So she's in the lead solidly here with 4 squares. So if she wanted to get 5 in a row, she's still a ways off from that. Two on a diagonal, 2 on a row, and 2 on a column. All right, points for anyone who knows where the grease me up comes from, what that's a reference to. It's John got it. It's a Simpsons reference. Groundskeeper Willie has to chase an animal through the ducks and tears his shirt off and asks the lunch lady to grease him up. Jono is hungry here and is going to risk a prayer. AntiGulp was surrounded by ants there for a minute. AntiGulp got floating-eyed and survived despite a giant ant capitalizing on the opportunity. So we're 25 minutes to the end of our assigned time here. Was that a magic trap? Jono, I didn't see what happened. Just a bunch of creatures appeared all of a sudden. He says, just a big mess. I think Jono, you're trying to get holy water. Is that what you're trying to do right now? All right, so going to attempt prayer here. Not entirely sure about prayer timeout, but hopefully can finally bless those magic lamps, take advantage of them. So unit is in trouble here, weak from hunger. All right, actually had some food. All right, so Jono can start to bless and rub these magic lamps. We'll see what the genie says. Thanks for freeing me, maybe? Nope. First wish. We'll see what Jono decides to wish for here. +2 fixed. Blessed. All right, another Sunsword. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Longsword named Sunsword. Just needs to invoke it. All right. Yep. So Jono gets Sunsword ++. Actually, third in a diagonal, the bottom left to top right diagonal there. Thinking about wishing for a leash now. Is that the play? You need two different pets for responsible pet owner. One of whom has to be a carnivore. So Unit is about to do pull in a China shop down there, has a bunch of potions. The purple reds are pretty expensive, so throwing them against the wall. But that's probably close to 600 Zorkmids there. So that's like 750 Zorkmids. Just needs another 300 or so. There's a purple red potion there that would do it. All right, pulling a China shop is done for Unit. Just throwing a bunch of potions in a potion shop. It's actually Unit has a pretty good row going now. 3 out of 5 across the top. Still would need a camera and destroy 10 fountains, which does sound like quite a bit for 20 minutes, but we'll see. AntiGulp is looking for Sokoban here. I think trying to get the Pickaxe of Shame square completed there. It is a tight race. I think people. I thought I made it too hard. I think I did make it hard, but we started 15 minutes late, which isn't helping them. But we are they're completing more than I thought they would. Doing quite well. Got a Unit in trouble here. Trying to make it work, even though in the hole 1,000 Zorkmids to the shopkeeper, and there are 2 mimics in there as well. So maybe just needs to move on. Unit's having fun just drinking all the random potions in the shop. Consequence free. AntiGulp, have you found the Oracle yet? All right, so it's got to be the next level. It's always the upstairs are always the level after the Oracle. Yeah. Sorry, I'm giving AntiGulp a hint here. AntiGulp says that she's been playing for over a decade and has never knew that. There's Sokoban. I'm just giving all the competitors hints. If you need any hints, it's fine. Oh, okay. The Unit is finally been killed off there. Able to drink every single potion in the shop. All right. AntiGulp destroys a boulder with a pickaxe and gets the gets the Pickaxe of Shame achievement there. Your Unit is restarting. So AntiGulp is in the lead with 5 squares completed here. Two away from completing a column. Those 2, well, the mosquito fogging requires some luck, I think, because you would need to get a scroll of Stinking Cloud. Most likely place, maybe the Oracle level. The Oracle level has a higher chance to spawn neutral creatures, so you might be more likely to find a dog or a cat there. Unit. Itanic says, I'm imagining the shopkeeper's increasingly worried expression as some maniac just starts drinking potion after potion. after shattering the most expensive ones against the wall, yes. They're just like, so do you have the money to pay for that? You can use a food ration to pacify, make a horse peaceful, but you would need like a carrot or um, eucalyptus leaf or some sort of vegetable material to actually tame it. So unit has started a knight. So starting with a longsword here, trying to get that fountain bane square completed. And it does count if you dip Excalibur. So if you do get your longsword converted to Excalibur, you can continue to destroy fountains with Excalibur. That is fine. Jono is green. That's correct. Yeah. So we have AntiGulp in the lead with 5 squares completed, who is blue. And then Unit and Jono have 3 each. Unit is purple, working on that top row there. Trying to get Fountain Bane, and after that point, it would be a matter of in 15 minutes here, grabbing a Taurus and trying to get to a tree quickly. AntiGulp has made it to Minetown again. We'll see if there's anything interesting here. The question is, can Unit destroy 10 fountains and stay alive? That's the trick with a knight. You Itanic says you rush to Minetown is the most likely place to find trees. I think that's correct. Though there are more trees in 3.7 than in previous versions, because there are several special rooms that are surrounded by trees. Also, we just saw a shop with a tree that spawned right in the middle of it, so that's something new I've never seen before. Andrew says you could play a role whose quest has trees, but you would need to. But good luck getting to it, which is true. It's gonna be deeper in the dungeon. So Unit has destroyed 2 fountains, 2 out of 10. AntiGulp, what have you found in this mine town that's interesting? AntiGulp is attempting to Rock Lee martial arts fight something. All right, kills a gnome while strained. Nice. So AntiGulp has 4 out of 5 in that middle column and just needs the mosquito fogging square to complete a column. Do people know the Rock Lee reference. I wasn't sure if that was obscure or not. So the reference Naruto, it's a anime character. I actually don't know much about it, but it's the one where he trained his entire life with these very heavy weights on his legs. So in the middle of a battle, he drops the weights off his legs, and that gives him the speed he needs to defeat his opponent. Andurian fuel attacks, AntiGulp picking up Kraken OPEC. I feel like catching up to AntiGulp in terms of number of spaces completed would be difficult here. So to win in the time remaining, Jono would have to complete that diagonal, and Unit would have to complete that top row there. No, Elm, you can go ahead and log into NetHackathon because everyone's on just their normal 3.7. Unit the knight has died. Starting again. You might want to use the lance to kill things, and you would need a banana to tame that monkey. AntiGulp's back in that gigantic scroll shop looking for a scroll of Stinking Cloud here to complete that mosquito fogging square that she needs to complete that column. Andrew asks if Fabergé egg counts. Yes, the Fabergé egg definitely counts for egg hunt. But we're playing in the standard 3.7 build, so unfortunately it does not exist in this build. I did ask if we could play the NetHackathon build for the fun of it, but it's actually configured so only one person can play at a time for obvious reasons. Yeah, if you're logging into separate accounts, you should be able to play simultaneously, but it does prevent two people from logging in with NetHackathon at the same time, which could cause issues. I believe Stinking Cloud is one of the expensive scrolls, right? Isn't it? Or is it a 200? So AntiGulp thinks that she's found a Stinking Cloud scroll, but just needs ants, and would need money to be able to bring these out of the shop. A water nymph appeared while dipping in a fountain for Unit and just stole the longsword, which he needs in order to attempt the fountain pane square there. Oh, actually drinking from the fountain. Hoping for a wish, I think. Going back to the old school strategies of just quaffing at every fountain. Oh, it was reverse genocide. That could have been really good, actually, if she had reverse genocide ants there. Actually, that you need multiple ants though, at least two ants. They usually come in packs, but I only see one so far. Is that other genocide also cursed? I guess we don't know. Probably not if it didn't stack. How you doing, Jono? There, are you looking for a leash, or what's your plan? You still have that one wish, right? Or you still have that one? Yeah, you might want to use it. We got about 7 minutes left here. A pickaxe for the pickaxe of shame square. You just have that. You just have that diagonal unlock there. So you just really need to work to get responsible pet owner. And hey, was that one? Uh-oh, and now the shopkeeper's mad at you. Oh, you killed him. Do you have another sticky? Is that cloud still there? Can you lead that ant into it? So close. AntiGulp killed one giant ant with stinking cloud, but the mosquito fogging square requires that you kill at least 2 creatures from Team A with 1 stinking cloud, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Unit robbed blind by a nymph, and now getting water moccasins on dungeon level 1 and killed. Might get a wish though here. Just needs to continue to dip. Unit is suggesting that they can team up. Yes. Jono needs to break a rock on an unsolved level. All right, there he goes. Getting the pickaxe of shame achievement done there. It is not. So it's not literally the pickaxe of shame, but we're just calling it pickaxe of shame. There is a actual pickaxe of shame in the NetHackathon build, but so Jono up to 4 squares completed there, but that's not on the diagonal. So AntiGulp is punished here. Actually looks like, is it just the chain? No. Nope, still has a heavy iron ball. And Jono's going to try and tame this dog here. Jono, you probably want to use that wish for something because we're down to 3 minutes here. Yeah, you gotta walk the dog with the leash through 4 separate dungeon levels, and then feed it something. Unit asks if I thought of that one while I was walking my dogs. I did not actually. I don't know if I specify the order for that one. So I think if it did you feed it or did it just eat a corpse? It ate a tripression on the floor. Um, so Clara Segfault says that's what happens when you read unidentified scrolls. Yeah. So the one of the issues with the responsible pet owner thing is you need to do it slowly because otherwise the dog will break free of the leash and you're no longer a responsible pet owner. It makes it more difficult. Fast travel will not work for this one. Now unit has a thoroughly rusted, cursed longsword. Yeah, so the auto travel does break the leash, so you need to keep that dog safe. All right, Jono says, I, I, yes, it needs to. It needs to be connected to the leash at all times. Yep. All right, I'm gonna give you all 60 seconds more here to complete. Former pet. I think it would be no. I don't think so. I mean, it's going to be a former pet that it eats, right? Like it's going to be a deceased pet. All right. So did you find a dog that was a pet before but has turned peaceful or something? Is- Uh, all right, folks. Unless someone's like imminently going to complete something, I think I'm going to call it here so we can get Elm started on time. You can play on though. It'd be great to get one person completing, but I think we have to call AntiGulp the winner here. Definitely got the most completed on the board altogether. Uh, and we're going to go ahead and raid Elm. Call me Elm. Give me 1 second to pull up his username. And I'll see you all a little bit later on when I take over whatever character they hand off to me. Give me 1 second to get the raid going. And thanks a lot to Unit and Jono and AntiGulp for participating. I think it was a lot of fun.